good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to the UG show with Duff and Eazzzy. I'm Duff. He's Eazzzy. Welcome, big guy. Good morning.
Good morning.
I guess afternoon. It's a noon show. We can call it afternoon. And happy Halloween.
Yes.
Big day, I know, for both of our households. Hello, Steph's out there watching on your lunch break. Thank you, buddy.
Missed her the last couple of times, unless she caught us in the replay, but all good.
We're getting lots of views on the replays lately, so that's good. So maybe she did. Oh, full disclosure, I'm dying. Big cold for Duff, man, but we're going to get through this episode. Big reason we're here is for this. So the Monday Night Scramble, which is happening tonight this time. So get those codes in. CIN for Cincinnati, CLE for Cleveland. A little bullhorn in the upper left, enter the promo code, and when you put those in, they will appear as of right now. Good afternoon, Nautical.
All right, buddy.
Big week for Ultimate Golf. We've got, go ahead, Eazzzy, you got something to say?
Oh, I just said hey to Nautical. That's it.
Oh, yep. Big week. We've got kicking off last night was the Ultimate Golf Country Club Championship Tournament, Season 12 already. So the guys started playing their rounds last night, 10 o'clock. We've got, a couple dozen already in the books. They've got till tomorrow night to finish them. With Halloween being thrown in the middle of this, I thought 48 hours was probably a good idea. I think people will take advantage of that.
Perfect.
I did throw at them Hollowed Hills and Ice Dragon. So already some shocking scores going both ways. Some impressive scores out of people we don't normally see. And some lower scores out of people that normally shoot higher. It's one of those courses that can eat you alive. Both of those are. And then we've also got the UG Showdown. Fear the Night? What's it called? Fear the Night?
The dark.
Fear the Dark, that's it. I was close. Cough medicine kicking in. Fear of the Dark. So that's starting today. You will notice a little bit of a change in the formatting for this one. So same thing, 3 days of qualifiers. We've got replays for the qualifiers. The semis, again, you'll have a full 48 hours for the semis. So that'll be Thursday and Friday you have. I believe those go down to one replay. And the final, which is going to be Saturday and Sunday, 0 replays. 0, 0, 0. Oh, NC with big news. He got the job out west. Congrats, buddy. That's fantastic. Chance to make a few bucks out there in Alberta town. What else we got going on? In 3 new holes were dropped on Hollowed Hills end of last week. Got a chance to play those. I like them. They add 2 out of the 3 were almost gimme par 4s, short par 4s. So it's nice for Hollowed Hills to give a couple back once in a while.
Yes.
Because as we all know, those par 5s, they can take.
They take it away. They take it away.
And sometimes they can take more than one stroke.
Yes.
Those are dirty holes. But they're fun to play. I like playing those courses sporadically. Not all the time. Sporadically.
The only other thing, I guess, Duff, a little recap from last week and the weekend. It kind of went, it was the first one, but there was some news about it in the newsletter. And if you've subscribed to it, which you can tell them how to do that, was about the little live event that we had there. That was a nice little event as well. Once again, a tournament that didn't exist before, great rewards, and a little freebie to boot. So
absolutely. I knew there was something. I always forget something. Yeah, so it was the Pro Tour Pick'em on Sunday. So for the first one, it was live teams, which was a natural selection because they were doing group events, right? Team events on the live tour. But going forward, it can be anything. It could be whatever, Rory and I don't know, pick another player. And
4 pros on Sunday. Whatever.
It'll probably just be 2. It'll just be 2. So it'll be Team A or Team B, which will be Scheffler or Rory. and whoever finishes higher with a lower score, boom.
I guess so, right? You
win.
don't actually have to have them win the tournament. You probably would take the leaders going into the final day, but you're right. Whoever ends up higher placed, if someone from the back of the pack comes and beats them, but perfect.
Yeah,
I like it.
Doesn't have to be the winner. Just has to be. You
Not
can
have
just
to be
do
the winner.
mono a mono, which we see all the time, right? On the FanDuels and the
That's right.
and the sporting bets of the world, or sporting sites of the world. You can just go out and head to head.
I like it, Duff. I like it.
Yeah, so I like it too. Hey, we'll gamble on anything.
I certainly will.
And there's definitely some room for some maybe some amalgamations and some deals going on with some maybe some prominent sites, and who knows where this goes. But yes, so that will happen, I'm sure, again in the future. You know what would be really cool if we had a Pro Tour pick'em for the Saturday final of the Ultimate Golf Country Club Championship tournament. And we can have two separate tournaments so that it can either be whiskey business or bacon balls. not my official picks, but whatever. Who cares? Swing Fanatics and Canadian Club, and whoever, we can do their own tournaments, whatever. It's happening.
Everything's better with bacon, or is it everything's better with whiskey?
Yeah, both. That is happening. I'm going to make that happen for Saturday.
All right, good man.
All right. Well, let's get to what everyone's here to see, and which is not me through a raspy voice talk about stuff. Let's go to the big guy and his breakdown. Which one are you going to use first here, big guy? Let's go with this one, I think.
I love a little bit of the history. So that's the points there that I usually try to. So I've got. What I'm trying to do to look professional is I've got about 2 or 3 pages that I've already scripted and prepared behind the scenes here, and I'll read off of that. You've got a shortened rendition of that on Duff's YouTube channel right now, so you get some of my talking points that I'll just kind of I'll graze over, and then I'll go into a little bit. So in not any particular order, here's my intro. Battle of Ohio. Lots of history there. Bengals versus Browns. Should be very entertaining just for the sheer aspect of Halloween. That dog pound is going to be popping. You're going to see you'll see all the big bulldogs and all the costumes. You're going to see a couple of those werewolves as well. Everyone will be decked out to the nines and have their best masks on and their best set of D batteries as well. Those guys are relentless, and gals you will see in the end zone of the dog pound. Relentless, and on Halloween, it's all no holds barred. So, anyways, Bengals are 4-3 right now. Browns are 2-5. Bengals are trending in the right direction. Third straight win, looking for the third straight win for them. While the Brownies, they're trying to put an end to a 4-game skid. Lost 4 in a row. Opening line here is about 3. I think it sits at 3.5. Bengals are favored. The over/under is 45. Interesting here. The Bengals have a very negative trend on primetime. The Bengals have dropped 12 straight road primetime games. So primetime means any time on the spotlight on TV, whether it's a Thursday night, a Monday night, or a Sunday night, the new NBC game there that they come up with a couple of years ago. So any of the real popular primetime spots dropped 12 straight, and they've lost 8 straight Monday night road games. I like trends, and not when they don't fall the way I'm leaning. Jekyll and Hyde, second half teams. The Brownies usually start. We've talked about Chubb before. We know that he's probably the best player on the team right now, at least the most productive. Maybe not the best athlete all around, but he is a beast. He's got great vision. He just rips off chunks of yards. So they are, once again, they're going to pound it and give the ball to Chubb and do what they can. But that just leaves the Bengals to stack the box. They're just going to put 8 in the box, and they'll say, give us everything you got. They're going to try and force Jacoby Brissett. Who? Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. They're going to force him to throw it and beat him that way. Chubb will get his. He'll get a chunk of yards. Don't worry about it. But they're going to have to air the ball out at some point in time. Otherwise, like I said, they'll stack the box, and he won't be able to run on them. So the Bengals are, I don't want to say slow starters, but not as quick as the Browns. But they outscore teams in the second half 78-30. They have yet to allow a second half touchdown all year long. No touchdown in the second half, third quarter or fourth quarter for the Bengals. So you got to get yours early against them because they shut you down. I think they've only given up 30 second half points in 7 games. So let's do the math, and that's 4.2. That's 4.2 points. Oh my goodness, they gave up 9. Is the highest they've given up all year in the second half to 3 field goals from Justin Tucker for the Ravens, and then they've got a couple of shutouts and a couple of threes in there. So just a beast of a team in the second half. So Cleveland's got to get going.
Let's talk about that just for a second. Do you think that is a product of good coaching and just tape from the first half and just absolutely killing it at halftime and then changing the plan for the second half?
That is all about adjustments. I've always said that about Hoodie as well. Traditionally, back in the day, he could be. My Lions had them on Thanksgiving down, I think 28-3 at halftime, and I just shook my head and said, one of the best teams around at second half adjustments. They go in, they look at the tape, they talk to the coordinators, and they say, listen, this is here all day, or we've got to move this, or this guy is open, or they're not pass protecting. We need a spy. We need a man beater over here. I know those are kind of odd names to say. Those are all slang terms, but you're totally right, Duff. Second half is all about adjustments. Yep. So it is what it is. I'm not high on Cincy, but they just seem to put it together, and Burrows takes a little bit to warm up, and they go. So great point, Duff. Great point. And the Brownies have been outscored 101-70 after they outscore their opponents 91-85 in the first half. So they don't have anything come the second half, nothing in the tank. Browns have some injuries this week. Offensive starter Wyatt Teller, he's out with a calf injury. Some of these names won't mean too much to you, but Njoku, a big tight end, he's been out for a little while now. Defensive Jacob Phillips, injured reserve this week, pectoral muscle. Cornerback Denzel Ward, concussion protocol. For the Brownies are tough. However, they are getting Jadeveon Clowney back, and him teamed up with Myles Garrett. Always dangerous. Those two men are not pleasant to play against. They are animals. The Bengals, big news late this week. Jamar Chase, they will be without him, but they've got a lot to bounce back on. They've got Boyd, they've got Higgins, they've got Hurst, they've got Mixon. They have so many little weapons that it's going to be really tough. Like, I don't want to say you won't miss him, but they've got people that can jump right in. So that's going to be, as I said, that'll be the plan here, is to stop the run, stack the box with 8, force Brissett to beat you. Not too much there, other than some fun facts. So big history with Paul Brown. Paul Brown was with the Browns, and then there was a big falling out, and he moved up to Cincinnati and made his own team. And the reason why the Bengals are black and orange and white, the original team uniform was modeled after the Cleveland Browns. And when Art Modell, you remember the late great Art Modell, who moved Cleveland to Baltimore, and it was just disruption. Brown stole all the uniforms because he actually paid for them. So he owned all the uniforms. So he picked them up and threw them in his trunk, and he gave them to his players on Cincinnati when he started that team. So that's kind of how they got started with those colors. The team mascot for the Bengals is that Bengal tiger. They call him Houday, if you get all that. And I thought a cute one, a play on words, the Cincinnati Bengals cheerleaders, they are called the Cincinnati Bengals. So a little play on words there. So you've seen the position breakdown. I've got the positions and my grades up there. They'd be a little bit different if you had someone like Deshaun Watson throwing the ball. But because of that, the Browns are downgraded because of Brissett. So the Bengals are going to edge them out in the statistical categories with the player models that I've set up. I've got a few different nuggets in there for you to look at. I think there's lots of opportunities here. Not a ton of scoring, but if you're willing to sprinkle a few, you might hit a home run on a couple of them. But I think I got like 23-20, 24-21, something like that. It's going to be right around the over/under. Unders are trending this year. Not much we can do about that. It's not exciting, but hope for a good one. Again, Battle of Ohio, Monday night, Halloween in the dog pound. My pick is going to be the Bengals, though. I've got to ride with the hot hand, Joe Burrows and the Bengals. That's going to be my UG Scramble Monday night pick, is the Bengals.
So there we have it with a solid 60.27%. A C minus, bordering on a C. Big guy goes Bengals over the Browns in the Monday night football game. So remember, if you've not entered the tournament yet, there you go. There's your codes. CIN First Cincy, CLE for the Browns. And that is the Big Eazzzy breakdown of the Monday night game.
There's a little chat there on this is fun fact here also. So Steph just commented bacon infused whiskey. So before that was actually a thing, and I'm not saying that I invented anything in the world because I'm sure there's lots of people that did things by accident, and I won't claim the fame to it. But I'm guessing probably 20 years ago now, I did that, and I put some bacon inside my whiskey and tried to infuse it, and so it was kind of funny. The one time I just put bacon in, the second time I just put all the grease in it, and it solidified. It was about the most disgusting thing you've ever seen, but it was separate. It wasn't mixed in, right? Because water and oil and fat and grease won't mix. So I had to stab it with a straw and kind of take it out with a funnel. But that was 20 years ago.
These sounds like an idea that doesn't come around at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is more of a 2 o'clock in the morning idea where it's, I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I was listening to Cold War Kids. I was listening to Hospital Beds with my buddy Ross, and he's a Browns fan, and that's where these ideas started coming out. Silver Sun Pickups, Cold War Kids, that kind of indie stuff way back in the day. I don't know if anyone knows any of that stuff, but yeah.
We've all had some fantastic ideas that don't always work out in the real world.
For sure.
Did you watch the Jake Paul Silva fight?
No, that was past my bedtime.
Or any recaps or anything? Oh, I did the same thing. So I stayed up. So 9 o'clock, right? But then they didn't go off till midnight. I was dying, but I watched it. I mean, the kid can fight, but fight someone in your own age group that's an actual boxer. Come on now. Quit fighting 50-year-old wash-ups.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, like, I get the whole celeb, and the other cards were all right, too. Like, it's all like celeb. Like, Lev Bell fought. I get it. Like, get these celebrities out there. But your main event, especially this kid who's trying to claim he's so good and everything, I don't know. Two big thumbs down for Jake Paul. Yeah. And I just think, can you say this? Is it late night yet? He's just a douchebag. Yes. He really is. Yes. But he's a very, very rich douchebag, so he's obviously doing it right. Like, you walk around.
He knows how to market himself.
Yeah, I got kids in high school, and those the prime drink that they're selling, you see them everywhere, and they pay so much money just to have it's like a old Tommy Hilfiger. It's just logoing. It's branding, right? I gotta start selling some Ultimate Duff vitamin water or something. We got a Ultimate Big Eazzzy Duff, I don't know, pins. We gotta do something, big guy.
We'll figure it out. We'll sort it out.
What else we got going on in sporting world? World Series? I don't know. I've kind of tapped out. I love playoff baseball, but it's so busy around here. I kind of tapped out on the World Series. I'm not going to lie to everybody.
Those two are my least favorite teams because of the history with Houston. I know you can say that they apologized and did whatever, but it's hard to cheer for garbage. I'm sorry. Is that hashtag garbage can? And the Yankees, I mean, they've always been deemed to have bought their franchise. And hey, it is what it is. We saw a couple of teams with 100 wins. The Braves and the Mets, we saw some big players in there get knocked out. So, I liked the fact that, that some of the different teams made it there and Phillies, but I don't know. I think they're putting too many teams in the playoffs now. You know what? That's going to be my statement of the day. My take on it. They're putting too many teams in the playoffs because it devalues. Like, why are we doing 160 games in? Why don't we just play 103 or 97? If 100 wins means nothing because you're going to get knocked out, and I know they can say they gave me home field advantage, like the Jays got the 3 games at home. I don't know. You just got too many people in it. It means nothing for if you can win 100 games and you get knocked out in the first round. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, there's definitely there's a balance and a fine line, and I don't know what it is. I don't have the answer.
Because everyone loves NCAA March Madness because it's the single best elimination tournament in the world. You get 64 teams. Everyone's got a shot at it. Equal shot at it. So it's one and done.
Even them, they're up to 68 teams now, right? There's those four bonus games now.
Yeah, they do the playing games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then play on Thursday. One of Eazzy's fun fact for you, Duff. I think I told you this story before, but Thursday, the starting Thursday and Friday of March Madness in March, those 2 days were the most booked off day in the history of the United States. And it was trending that, not in terms of just a day off, but in terms of vasectomy appointments. What happens was the men's were getting appointments on the Wednesday, and then they were sitting at home on the couch with the frozen bag of peas on Thursday and Friday so they could watch March Madness that leaks into Saturday and Sunday. So 4-day weekend. It's a trivia question. It was about 10 years ago. Vasectomy, the single highest day in U.S. history of vasectomies was the Wednesday before March Madness.
And throw in there too Masters Week.
You could do that too.
You see it at the
Easy,
same time all the time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Love the Masters.
I know people that have had vasectomies just before the Masters, and that's exactly why they did it. But yeah, March Madness is definitely it is the greatest, whatever it is, 3 weeks, almost a month of sports.
Yeah.
I think ever. Just
I love it.
The greatest. You know, you could argue World Cup soccer is pretty good too, but there's a difference between professional sports and professional athletes versus these kids that are playing, right? That's why the Olympics are so good, I think, for the most part, is amateur athletes, especially NCAA, is these guys still are vying for a life and a career. And for some of these kids, if you have a hot tournament and you take a team deep into the Elite Eight or the Final Four, that could mean your grandkids have money, legitimately. Because now all of a sudden you go from a nobody that's going to be playing in Europe to, oh my God, you're a second round draft pick. And then, holy shit, you actually have an NBA career. So like there's some stuff on the line and they're giving it everything, especially the seniors.
Exposure. It's all about exposure.
So like I love that tournament.
No one knew who Gonzaga was, except for John Stockton. No one knew who Gonzaga Bulldogs were, and then they came out with a beast of a program, and now they're relevant, and kids are getting drafted all over the place. Canadian kids are even going there, and then they'll get to the NBA from that road. But get exposure. Certainly get exposure. That's a good segue for your CCC tournament. I tell people that, you know, it's a great way. Everyone's always putting out little feelers and, hey, looking for two more bodies, looking for a new team. But one of the easiest ways to do that is to get on the stream. And can you imagine, like last time, there was 2 times ago, maybe when Carol was on for the Swing Fanatics. You know what? I think that was awesome. The enthusiasm that was coming out of her, the way she runs that club, I thought it was just great. And I'm thinking, what better way to market your club is to get some primetime streaming on your session on one of the formats and tell people that, hey, we got a couple of spots and we've got a great club and we'd love to have you.
100%. Like, yeah, if you want to recruit people, join the stream, chat, be vocal, have a good time. If you're in there and you're in the head-to-head match and your players say nothing the entire time and don't say anything, I don't like your chances of people all of a sudden wanting to jump to Team A. But
I think we're there with Stacy and her group. That Flight A group is really right on the cusp of making some noise. So I know they've got a couple bodies recently. So let's see if they can put together some numbers. And you know, we've always said, hey, just get me to the dance. Get me to the dance. I'll find a partner once I get there.
And we'll see what happens after this first round. So round 2 is going back to head-to-head. We're going to stick with that for round 2, and some major upsets last season in round 2.
Whiskey and Shock out in round 1.
But that's what makes this tournament so fun.
Love it.
Shock and Awe was shut out. They didn't win a single hole in that round 2 last year, which was very shocking. And I was in awe of what happened. Look at this. We're at 27 minutes on the nose right now. What else you got, big guy? Are you set up for Halloween yet? I got to go do it right after this.
We're going to be a little lighter this year, I think. We've got some weather down this way. I'm sure you've got a similar kind of forecast. It's a bit of an Irish mist out right now, but it's not really, really cold. So I usually do coffee and Baileys and cider, hot apple cider with spiced rum or gingerbread rum. And I usually do some food for the adults, like something like Korean braised pork belly or chocolate dipped pretzels. I did chocolate dipped bacon one year, to be honest with you. And garnished it with a bunch of different things. But I'm not sure if I'm getting caramel apples, just wedges in a cup with some fresh hot caramel. I think I'm just going to do the coffee and Bailey's this year. It's a little snotty outside. I don't know what our numbers are. We're prepped for 150. We're at a bit of a cusp here where some of the older kids aren't coming out anymore, so it just doesn't feel the same. And I'm just tuckered. I had a rough weekend, so.
Yeah, we're the same. We scaled it back a little bit. Now we're also trying to sell this house and it's been busy. So I'm not going to go all out. I read a great thing. Actually, I'll tell you the story first. So my daughter, she's 8, played a hockey game yesterday. We're playing against Oakville from down the road. And the Oakville team said, hey, when the game's done, why don't we trick or treat in the parking lot? So that's what we did. All the parents, we all brought candy. The girls, after the game from both teams, changed into their costumes, and they just trick or treated out of the back of vans. It was like the greatest.
Great idea.
You teach your entire kids your whole life, don't take candy from strangers out of a van. And what did we do? We put 50 of us together in a parking lot and did it all at once. Anyway, it was absolutely awesome. It was so much fun. Now we had some adult pops too, which was awesome. But yeah, what a great idea. So if you have kids that play sports around this time of year, do that. But what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, great thing I saw this morning was, so every year, usually towards the end of Halloween night, you do get the older kids that come around, and sometimes earlier in the night too, and they might not put a ton of effort into their costumes and whatnot, and they've got their pillowcase and they're looking for candy. And I just saw a great line that said, hey, just remember that these teenagers, late teens, early teens, made the choice to be a kid tonight and not go out and do something else. So even if they're not the most polite person in the world, or maybe they're just trying to show off to their buddies a little bit or whatever, but they still made the choice for one night to be a kid instead of forced to be the teenager or whatever they are. So give them the damn candy, smile at them, wish them happy Halloween, and send them on their way. But be nice to them. So that's what I immediately get my back up when I see the teenagers.
I do too.
But I'm not going to do it tonight.
Same thing you said. I said, come on, put a little effort into that. Like, don't just put a bed sheet on with 2 holes in it. Give me some effort. But you know what? You've just changed my opinion on that.
Exact same way. If just a mask or whatever, like, no, come on. But they've made the choice to be a kid, so I will do that. Unless I see them trying to smash my pumpkin, and then they're getting the hose.
Right. Well, yeah.
Anyway, all right. I'm going to go take some cough medicine and maybe have a nap. Yeah, I turned it off. I had a cough button. Okay. All right, big guy. Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in, peeps.
Have a happy Halloween, everybody. And good luck in the UG Showdown tournament this week. And congratulations and good luck to all teams for the Ultimate Golf Country Club Championship Tournament Tuesday night. We're going to have the results and the bracket drawing, so we'll see all you guys there. I'm Duff. He's Eazzzy. And I'm going to bed. See ya!